Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Rosalima Kalewa from Chemistry Education Class B. In this video, I am painting a practicum in organic chemistry with the title Alumina Extraction for Mode. The objectives is the practicum is study the extraction of metal oxide from mode and characteristics compound produced by FTR. The next methods, experimental tools and material. Tools category 1, beaker glass, measuring cup, watch glass, desiccator, spray bottle, glass funnel, measuring glass, spatula, glass sterile, Erlenmeyer, and reagent bottle. Next, category 2, magnetic stirrer, analytic balance, hot plate, hood, open and distillation apparatus. The next material, category general materials, remote, distilled water, universal pH indicator paper, tap water, tissue, filter paper, washing soap, KOH, HCl, KBR, specific materials. Next, experimental work scheme. Start. Take 2,5 gram of grit mud that has been calcined and place it in a beaker 50 ml. Then add 15 ml of 2M NaOH solution. Stirring with a magnetic stirrer over 30 minutes. Separate the sediment with filter paper. Then transfer the filter to a 50 ml beaker. Burnish yellow filtered. Add 2M HCl2 pH 8. Use universal pH indicator paper. Heat the solution to 70 degrees Celsius to form a precipitate. Then call the solution to room temperature. Separate the formed precipitate. Wash the sediment with distilled water until the pH of the water is neutral washing. Then the precipitate is heated in an oven at 10 degrees Celsius to a constant weight. Next, record the final sediment was obtained and analysis by FTR. From practicum, the mass obtained 0,1622 grams and finish. Method 2, start. Take 2,5 gram of calcined grit mud and place it on a 50 ml beaker. Then add 15 ml of 2M HCl solution. Cover the beaker with a watch glass. Stir and heat the solution with a magnetic stirrer for 30 minutes in the foamy hood. Separate the sediment with filter paper. Then transfer the filter to a 50 ml beaker. From this practicum is the bright yellow filtered solution. Add 2M NaOH to pH 3, use a universal pH indicator paper. Separate the precipitate from it when the filtered added 2M NaOH to pH 8. Precipitated. Wash the sediment with distilled water until the pH of the water is neutral washing. Then the precipitate is heated in an oven at 30 degrees Celsius to a constant weight. Record the final sediment was obtained and analyzed with FTR. From practicum mass obtained 0,093 grams. Finish. The next discussion. Before carrying out the extraction process, the red mud sample was prepared by calcination. After that, the red mud is filtered through a sieve. After the preparation process, red mud is obtained which is lighter in color and smaller in texture. The function of heating and sieving is to reduce the water content, remove the content other than minerals in the mud and organic impurities contained in it, and increase the surface area of the red mud so that it can accelerate the reaction in the next process. Method 1. Red should go with concentrated NaOH and Al2O3 dissolves and produces aluminate ions. Silicon and aluminum contained in red mud will dissolve simultaneously when NaOH solution is used as a solvent. The reaction that occurs in the extraction process is shown by the reaction equation. Al2O3 plus 2NaOH plus 3H2O become 2NaAlOH4. Next, SiO2 plus 2NaOH become Na2SiO3 plus H2O. The next, Silica and alumina will dissolve in alkaline condition as sodium silicate and sodium aluminate with a constant mass of 37,23,43 grams. Alumina is precipitated by adding HCl to pH 8, which is the optimum pH for aluminum precipitation. And aluminum oxide is soluble in NaOH while the impurities are insoluble. Impurities can be separated from a filtering process. The main impurities in the mode are bauxite, usually consist of SiO2, Fe2O3, and TiO2. Metal impurities can be removed by the precipitation method by adding NaOH. When 2,5 gram of green mood plus 15 ml of 2 NaOH and stir for 30 minutes will produce a brown mixture and a precipitate will form. Then filtered using filter paper and produce a brownish yellow filter color. Then the filter plus HCl2M or head, there is a color change from brownish yellow to faded yellow. Because the yellow sticks to the filter paper, and a precipitate is formed. The final result is pure aluminum oxide with a constant mass of 0,1622 grams. Al2O3 2ALOH become Al2O3 plus 3H2O. Uh, Next, method 2. In method 2, the solvent used is HCl. The addition of HCl to the dry mud will dissolve the alumina, while the silica will remain in the mud. Alumina in red mud will easily dissolve in HCl, but in high or concentrate and low or dilute concentration. The reaction that occur are Al2O3 plus 6HCl become 2AlCl3 plus 3H2O. The reaction that occurs between this aluminum oxide or alumina with HCl will produce AlCl3 salts which tend to be acidic. When 2,5 gram of green mood plus 15 ml of 2M-HCl and stir for 30 minutes will produce a brown mixture and a precipitate will form. Then filter using filter paper and produce a clear yellow precious color. Then the filtrate plus 2 NaOH or head, there is a color change from clear yellow to faded yellow, and a precipitate is formed. The final result is pure aluminum oxide with a constant mass of 0,093 grams. Al2O3, 2AlOH3 become Al2O3 plus 3H2O. The next conclusion, from the alumina extraction experimental from the mode that have been carried out, it can be concluded that the red mode are soil contain minerals in the form of silica and aluminum. Aluminum has an oxide in the form of alumina or Al2O3, which is amphoteric and can be soluble in alkaline or acid solvent. The result of the alumina extraction experiment in method 1 obtained a constant mass of 0,1622 grams and method 2 obtained a constant mass of 0,093 grams. So, presentation is over. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.